The Bermuda Triangle, a place of endless ocean, shifting skies, and silence that feels heavier than anywhere else on Earth. For decades, people have called it a mystery, a danger zone, even a curse. But beyond the headlines and the legends, there are real stories here, stories of people who vanished into this sea and never came back. Their final words, their last journeys, the families who waited by the shore and never stopped hoping. That's the part we rarely hear, the human side of the mystery. On December 5, 1945, 5 Navy planes, known as Flight 19, took off for a routine training mission. The men were trained, confident, and flying in daylight, but their radio calls tell us what happened next. The voices came in shaken, confused. "We can't tell where we are," one pilot said. "Everything looks strange, even the ocean." Their compasses had stopped working. The more they flew, the more lost they became. Hours passed, fuel ran low, and their last call was heavy with dread. "We may have to ditch." And then silence. Not one of those planes was ever found. And the rescue planes sent to search for them, that vanished too. Families sat by radios, waiting for news that never came. Mothers left doors unlocked, waiting for sons who would never walk back through them. That day wasn't just history, it was heartbreak. Go back further to 1918. The USS Cyclops, a massive Navy cargo ship, was sailing through the Triangle. On board were over 300 men. The ship sent routine messages, nothing unusual, nothing wrong. And then nothing at all. No mayday, no debris, no answers, just gone. Imagine being one of those families, waiting for weeks, then months, then years. Imagine reading the same letter over and over, the last one sent before the ship disappeared. For them, the Bermuda Triangle wasn't just a mystery, it was a wound that never closed, and the losses continued. In 1963, the SS Marine Sulphur Queen, a tanker with 39 men aboard, sailed into the Triangle. She never came out. Not a single trace was ever found. Wives stood at the shore, staring at horizons that would never bring their loved ones home. Children asked when their fathers were coming back. How do you answer a question like that when all you have is silence? We often hear the Bermuda Triangle described in numbers, so many ships, so many planes, so many lives. But behind every number is a person. A sailor writing a letter to his wife about the house they'd build when he returned. A young pilot promising his child he'd be home for their birthday. A passenger carrying postcards he never had the chance to send. Those moments were real. Those voices were real. And then, in an instant, they were gone. The most haunting part is the fragments that remain, the radio calls, the sudden static, the unfinished words. Hearing a man's voice, strong and steady, dissolve into silence, that's the kind of thing that stays with you. For the families, that silence was worse than death. No answers, no closure, no grave to visit, just questions that stretched on for decades. Some say there are natural explanations, sudden storms, rogue waves, magnetic pulls that throw compasses off course. Others whisper about portals, about time slips, even about alien abductions. The truth might be less dramatic, or it might be something stranger than we can imagine. But either way, the result was the same. People disappeared. Families were left behind. Lives were changed forever. That's why when we speak about the Bermuda Triangle, it's not just a story of mystery. It's a story of people. The human side gets forgotten when we talk about legends and theories. But the Triangle's real power is in the lives it has touched, the voices it silenced, the families it left waiting, the grief that passed down through generations. Think about it, a mother waiting on the porch, scanning the horizon. A wife holding on to the last letter she ever received. A child growing up without answers, still wondering decades later what really happened out there. These are the echoes of the Bermuda Triangle. These are the lost voices. And maybe, if you listen closely enough, you can still hear them. The pilots calling into static, the sailors watching the horizon, the families praying on distant shores. The Bermuda Triangle may never reveal its secrets, but the people who vanished within it, they are not forgotten. They live on in memory, in grief, and in the stories we tell when we whisper the name of this place. The Bermuda Triangle is not only a mystery of the sea, it is a story of human loss, of voices we will never hear again, and of journeys that never returned.